Know what you own and why you own it. Hello and welcome to the Durham Talents channel. My name is Jesse Durham. We're back for another installment of our quotes series where we evaluate some financial quote with an infinite banking lens. Today's quote is from Peter Lynch when he said, "Know what you own and know why you own it." Now, I can remember the very first time that I saw a live presentation on becoming your own banker, on the infinite banking concept. I had someone ask me a question that I'd never considered before. And to me, it applied. It might not apply to everybody, but it'll still get us thinking. He asked me, "Jesse, what do you really know about your 401k? I had a 401k. He asked, "What do you really know about your 401k? He said, let me tell you, maybe you know whether you've got it on a mild, moderate, or aggressive setting. Maybe you know that. And then maybe you know on a quarterly basis, meaning just 4 times a year, maybe you know whether that overall number went up or down." Other than that, he said, "You don't know crap about your 401k. So that's what he said. Don't be offended by my language. Not that I wouldn't use that, but all the same. He said, "You don't know anything about your 401k other than maybe those 2 things." So I love this, not because it came from Peter Lynch per se, but I'm giving credit to him for the quote, but because of what he said. And I do think that there are plenty of folks out there, and you probably agree with this, that there are folks who don't necessarily practice what they preach. They might say, well, you need to know this and why, and maybe they don't do that themselves. What I'm telling you is that when I heard that question, it was right. That's all I knew. I looked at my quarterly statements. I knew whether the number went up or down that quarter. And I knew that I had it on a particular investment strategy setting. Okay. I knew those things. Man, I didn't know anything else. And I'd been paying into that for years. Now, that might not be you. You might not have a 401k. You might know everything about the 401k. Doesn't matter. I'm not making investment advice here. I'm just trying to get us to think about what do we own and why do we own it. So, again, now if I bring us to the infinite banking concept, I, as a consumer, an educated consumer, knew that I wanted to buy properly structured whole life policies from mutual companies that pay dividends. Years ago, going on almost 8 years ago now, my wife and I bought our very first policy, and we began this journey of becoming our own banker. Since then, we've bought several more policies, so we own multiple policies with multiple companies. And I didn't know everything. I knew enough to know that I wanted to become my own banker. I knew that. Just that phrase, become your own banker. When I heard that, I knew I wanted to do that. So for all you other like-minded, independent, autonomous people out there that like to do things for yourself, you can become your own banker. If you're vetting this concept, you can become your own banker. Know what you own and know why you own it. So I learned about what a properly structured policy was, what a mutual company was, what a dividend was, and there are Dave Ramsey's and plenty of other people out there would like to say things about those. I'll use who is it that said, it was Nash. Nash would say that most people's understanding of whole life insurance is based off of someone else's misunderstanding. So there are plenty of people out there that will say things about whole life, dividends, etc. What I'm encouraging you to do, read Becoming Your Own Banker. Read Building Your Warehouse of Wealth. Read How Privatized Banking Really Works by Carlos Lara and Robert Murphy, Dr. Robert Murphy. Get educated like I got educated. And there's more. I mean, there's a ton of resources here. Of course, I had the benefit of watching a live presentation, reading Nash's books, having private conversations with an educated and practicing practitioner about the infinite banking concept. So I found out what it was that I wanted to have. And I certainly knew why I wanted to do it. See, my wife and I, we had student loan debt. We had credit card debt. We had a car note. We had 401ks. We were growing as a family. She was pursuing her career. I was in my career. We both had our 4-year degrees. I was bilingual in Spanish. I mean, we were just as normal and as average as I think we could have been. You know, the home, the car, the vacations, pursuing your careers, building a family, conventional financing on everything, or most everything. We paid cash for some things as well, actually. One of our vehicles we paid cash for and other things, but we were doing things conventionally. So why? Oh, I figured that out. I knew why I wanted to just buy these policies, because it wasn't about just buying these policies. It was about becoming our own banker. So I love this quote. Know what you own and why you own it. You know, my belief is that our clients, they know what they own and why they own it. Again, none of us have arrived. I've not arrived. I'm still on my journey. You can probably see I'm surrounded by books. I've actually been tallying up how many books I've read so far this year. And, you know, just because that's a goal for me to read, and not just to hit a number, but just it's something that I'm involved in, something that I like tracking, something that means something to me. So, know what you own, why you own it. I think that our clients are doing a great job of learning about how to become your own banker. If you're vetting this idea, I hope that this has been a bit insightful. And if you would like to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept, about what these policies are really like, again, dive in on our channel. We have lots of series. We've got a quick take series where I give nuts and bolts real fast. We have this quotes series where we evaluate financial quotes. We should evaluate the things that we think and the things that we say without thinking about them. We've got our general episodes we've been putting out for years now. We've got an interview series where we talk with clients and other professionals. We've got our question and answer series where I address your questions. So again, if you've got a question, feel free to put that down in the comment section below. But again, ultimately, it's all conversation until you write a check. That's a saying I've picked up from James Nethery, to put a saying on top of a saying. It's all conversation until someone writes a check. You need to know what you own and why you own it. So to have a conversation about how to implement the infinite banking concept into your household or your business or your investing, don't hesitate to reach out. Now look forward to that conversation. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bada boom, bada bang. Yeah. I just ran with that, didn't I? I didn't look at my note. Well, I looked at that one thing. Yeah, great. That's awesome. Done. Why? Why do I have this? It's too much. It's too goofy of a face. Be embarrassed to see that. Or have anybody else see it, probably. Proudly.
And take 2. I haven't thought about that voice, but I do it really well. I do.
That's probably going to be too embarrassing. I'll probably have to cut that out. Yep, probably will. Probably will.